Have you ever worked with someone who smiled to your face while systematically destroying your career behind your back? This is the story of how my work best friend Jessica spent 3 years sabotaging me, stealing my clients, taking credit for my projects, spreading lies to management about my performance, all while acting like my closest ally, and how I discovered it wasn't incompetence or coincidence. It was deliberate, calculated, documented in her own handwriting. My name is Rachel. I'm 34 years old. This is the story of how I exposed a toxic coworker and watched everything she built collapse in one afternoon. I met Jessica on my first day at Sterling Marketing. We started the same week, both junior account managers, both ambitious, both scared. We bonded immediately, grabbed lunch together, complained about impossible clients, celebrated small wins. She became my work best friend, the person I trusted most in the office. For 3 years, I never suspected a thing. Sterling Marketing is competitive. Cutthroat, really. Performance reviews happen quarterly. Bottom performers get managed out. Top performers get promoted fast. Jessica and I started equal. Same title, same salary, same expectations. But our trajectories diverged quickly. My first year went well. Landed 3 major clients, exceeded targets, got praised in team meetings. Jessica struggled, lost a client, missed targets, got put on a performance improvement plan. I felt bad for her, offered to help, shared my strategies, let her shadow my client calls, gave her advice on presentations. She seemed grateful, said I was the best friend she could ask for. Looking back, that should have been my first clue. Year to things shifted. Jessica's performance improved dramatically. She landed big clients, hit targets consistently, got off the performance plan. Meanwhile, my numbers dropped. I lost a client I'd had for months. Another client complained about communication issues, said I wasn't responsive, but I'd been emailing them daily. My manager pulled me aside, asked if everything was okay, said my performance had been slipping. I was confused. I was working harder than ever, staying late, coming in early, but somehow my results were getting worse. Jessica kept succeeding. She got promoted to senior account manager. I didn't. I was happy for her, genuinely. She deserved it after her rough first year. She celebrated by taking me to dinner, said she couldn't have done it without my help, that I'd taught her everything. I believed her. Year 3 was brutal. I lost another major client. This time they cited missed deadlines and unprofessional emails. I'd never missed a deadline, never sent an unprofessional email, but they had screenshots, emails with my name, my signature, saying things I'd never said, promising deliverables I'd never agreed to. I showed them to my manager, explained I hadn't sent them. He looked skeptical. Rachel, these came from your email address. Are you saying someone hacked your account? I didn't know what to say. It sounded crazy, but it was the only explanation. I changed my password, enabled 2-factor authentication, hoped it would stop. It didn't. More incidents, more complaints, more missed opportunities. Meanwhile, Jessica kept rising, got promoted again, made associate director, youngest person in company history to reach that level. She gave a speech at the company meeting, thanked me specifically, said I'd been her mentor, her inspiration. Everyone applauded. I smiled, but inside I was dying. Something was wrong. I just couldn't figure out what. Then I found the notebook. It was accident. Jessica and I shared an office, small space, 2 desks facing each other. She'd left for a client meeting, forgot her notebook, the one she always carried, wrote in constantly. I'd never looked inside, didn't think about it. But that day her phone rang, still on her desk. The screen lit up. Text message preview. From a number saved as M. Can't believe Rachel still has no idea. You've been playing her for 3 years. Classic. I stared at that message, read it 5 times, tried to make sense of it. Then I opened the notebook. Page after page of entries, dated, detailed, like a diary, but not a normal diary. This was a strategy guide. How to sabotage someone's career while looking innocent. The first entry was from 3 years ago. First day at Sterling. Rachel seems nice. Too nice. She'll be easy to manipulate. If I can't succeed legitimately, I'll use her. Take her strategies, her clients, her reputation. No one will suspect the friendly coworker. My hands shook. I kept reading. Entries about shadowing my calls, learning my techniques, then using them while making me look incompetent. Entries about accessing my email. She'd shoulder surfed my password in our first month. I'd logged in while she was standing behind me. Hadn't thought twice. She'd been using my account for 2 years, sending emails that made me look bad, missing deadlines on purpose, forwarding my client communications to herself, then deleting them from my inbox so I'd look unresponsive. Entries about spreading rumors, telling management I was struggling, planting doubts, making sure I wouldn't get promoted. Entries about stealing my clients. She'd reach out to them privately, position herself as the reliable alternative, say I was overwhelmed, offer to take over their accounts. They'd agree, grateful for her help, never knowing she'd manufactured the problem. 3 years, documented in her own handwriting, every betrayal, every manipulation, every lie. There was more. A section about other coworkers. Jessica had done this before, to at least 2 other people. Both had left Sterling. One fired, one resigned, both destroyed professionally. Jessica had systematically eliminated competition. I took photos of every page, sent them to my personal email, then I put the notebook back exactly where I found it. Jessica returned an hour later, smiling, asked about my day. I smiled back, said it was fine, didn't let on that I knew. I needed a plan. Confronting her directly would be my word against hers. I needed proof, witnesses, strategy. I called a lawyer that night, explained everything, showed her the photos. She was horrified, said this was workplace harassment, possibly fraud if Jessica had accessed company systems using my credentials. We could pursue legal action, but first I needed to report it to our properly, with documentation. The next morning I requested a meeting with our, brought copies of the notebook photos, explained the situation. The HR director Angela looked skeptical at first, then she started reading. Her expression changed. Page after page. Entries admitting to accessing my email without authorization. Entries detailing deliberate sabotage. Entries naming other victims. Angela called in the IT director, asked him to pull logs, email access records, system activity. If Jessica had been using my credentials, there would be evidence. I'd found it within an hour. My email account accessed from Jessica's computer, hundreds of times over 2 years. Email sent from my account when I wasn't even in the building. Security footage showing Jessica at my desk when I was in meetings. They pulled her email too, found messages between Jessica and the number saved as M, her sister. Discussions about the sabotage, bragging about how easy it was, how stupid I was for not noticing. Angela was furious, said this was the most clear-cut case of workplace misconduct she'd seen in 20 years. She called a meeting. Jessica, me, Angela, our manager, the IT director, legal counsel. Jessica walked in smiling, confident, assumed this was about a client issue, maybe a promotion discussion. She saw me, Angela, the serious faces, her smile faded. Jessica, we need to discuss some concerns about your conduct. Angela's voice was professional, cold. What concerns? Angela slid a packet across the table. Copies of the notebook entries, email logs, security footage screenshots. Jessica's face went white. Where did you get that? Does it matter? These are your words, your handwriting, documenting 3 years of systematic harassment and fraud. That's private. You had no right. You left it in a shared office. Your coworker found it accidentally, and the contents describe illegal activity. You used Rachel's email credentials without authorization. You deliberately sabotaged her work. You manipulated clients, all while pretending to be her friend. Jessica looked at me, Rachel, I can explain. No, you can't. I finally spoke. You documented everything. There's nothing to explain. You destroyed my career for 3 years, made me think I was failing when you were sabotaging me, all while smiling and acting like my friend. I was trying to help you. You were struggling. Help me. You stole my clients, used my email to make me look incompetent, spread lies about my performance. That's not help. That's sabotage. Angela interrupted. Jessica, we're terminating your employment effective immediately. Security will escort you out. You'll have 30 minutes to collect personal items under supervision. No, you can't do this. I've worked here for 3 years. I'm an associate director. You built your career on stolen work and lies. We've contacted the 2 previous employees you did this to. Both confirmed similar patterns. You're a serial saboteur. This isn't about one mistake. It's about systematic fraud. We're also referring this to law enforcement. You access computer systems without authorization. That's a crime. Jessica started crying. Please, I made mistakes, but I can fix this. I'll transfer. I'll take a demotion. Just don't fire me. The decision is final. Security is waiting. Jessica was escorted out. She tried to take her notebook. Angela kept it. Evidence. I watched her leave. Felt nothing. No satisfaction. No triumph. Just exhaustion. The aftermath took months. Sterling launched a full investigation. Reviewed all of Jessica's work. Found more victims. 4 total. All junior employees. All women. All systematically sabotaged while Jessica climbed the ladder. The company offered me back pay, compensation for the promotions I should have received, an apology. I took it, but money didn't fix 3 years of damaged confidence. 3 years thinking I was incompetent. 3 years of imposter syndrome Jessica had deliberately created. Jessica tried to sue for wrongful termination. Her lawyer reviewed the evidence and dropped her. No case. She documented her own crimes. She tried to find work in marketing. No one would hire her. Word spread. Marketing community is small. Everyone knew. Last I heard she'd left the city, changed careers, started over somewhere no one knew her name. The 2 previous victims reached out. We compared notes, formed a support group, helped each other process. Both had left marketing entirely. 2 traumatized, 2 destroyed professionally. I stayed, refused to let Jessica win, got promoted twice in 18 months, made senior director, manage a team now. I tell them Jessica's story, edited. As a warning, professional sabotage is real. Trust your instincts, document everything, don't ignore red flags. I learned to protect myself. I don't share passwords, don't leave my computer unlocked. Don't trust anyone with client information until they've proven themselves. Some call it paranoid. I call it smart. Jessica taught me that the people closest to you can be the most dangerous, that friendship at work isn't always genuine, that some people will destroy you to succeed. I'm okay now. Mostly. Still in therapy. Working through trust issues. But I'm rebuilding. Stronger. More careful. Jessica's notebook sits in my lawyer's office. Evidence in case she ever tries anything again. Every few months I get a message from someone new. Someone who worked with Jessica at her new job, asking if I know her, if the rumors are true. I tell them yes. Send them the court documents, the company investigation results, public record. Let them make their own decisions. Jessica tried to destroy me. Instead, she destroyed herself. That's not revenge. That's consequences. Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you believe workplace saboteurs should be exposed. Comment if you've experienced credit theft or sabotage. Share if this resonated. See you next time. What I didn't tell you yet is everything that happened after Jessica was escorted out. The investigation that uncovered just how deep her deception went. The realization that almost nothing about our friendship had been real. And the moment I discovered she'd been planning to frame me for embezzlement. After Jessica left, Angela asked me to stay. Said we needed to go through everything systematically, build a complete record. I spent 6 hours in that conference room, walking through 3 years, every incident, every strange occurrence, every time I'd thought I was going crazy. With Angela and IT Director Mark, we reconstructed Jessica's campaign. Started with year 1. The shadow surfing of my password happened in week 3. Jessica had stood behind me during a training session, watched me type, memorized it, waited 2 weeks before using it for the first time, just checking, seeing if she could access my account. She could. Mark pulled those early access logs. Jessica logged into my email from her computer, browsed my messages, learned about my clients, my strategies, my relationships, then logged out, left no trace except in server logs no one checked. She did this weekly for months, learning everything. Then year 2 she started acting, using my email to send messages that made me look unprofessional. Nothing too obvious, just small things, spelling errors, casual tone with executives who expected formality, missing attachments on important emails. Each incident minor, but together they built a narrative. Rachel is careless, unprofessional, can't be trusted with major accounts. Meanwhile, Jessica befriended my clients, reached out separately, offered help, positioned herself as the reliable backup. When problems arose, she was there, helpful, competent, exactly what I should have been. The clients naturally gravitated toward her, requested her instead of me on projects. Management saw this as Jessica succeeding, me failing. No one suspected sabotage. Why would they? We were friends, best friends even. We had lunch together daily. She came to my apartment for wine, met my boyfriend, knew my family. You don't destroy someone you're that close to. Except she did. The notebook revealed even darker plans. Angela read them aloud. Entry from 6 months ago. Rachel's too resilient. Keeps fighting back despite everything I've done. Need to escalate. Option 1. Frame her for client overbilling. Plant fake invoices in her files. Option 2. Suggest she's stealing company resources. Office supplies. Maybe petty cash. Option 3. Imply substance abuse. She's seemed stressed lately. People would believe she's self-medicating. Any would work. Just need the right moment. I felt sick. Jessica hadn't just been sabotaging my work. She'd been planning to destroy my entire reputation, get me fired for cause, maybe even arrested. Angela looked at me. Did she ever try any of these? Not that I know of, but I never would have suspected the email sabotage either. Mark spoke up. I can check her computer, see if she created fake documents, downloaded anything suspicious. He took Jessica's laptop, spent 2 days analyzing it, found everything. Draft invoices with my name, inflated numbers, never sent but saved in a folder labeled Rachel Backup Plan, spreadsheets tracking office supply orders, notes about when I took pens or notepads from the supply closet. Normal stuff everyone did, but Jessica had documented it like I was stealing. Photos of me taking medication. I had migraines, took prescription Imitrex. Jessica had photographed me taking pills, captioned the photos with dates and times, building evidence of supposed substance abuse. She'd been preparing multiple ways to destroy me, waiting for the right moment, the moment she needed a promotion I might compete for. Or if I ever figured out what she was doing, I would have been ruined, fired for fraud or theft, possibly prosecuted, all based on fabricated evidence. My career would have been over. Angela reported everything to the police. They opened an investigation. Computer fraud, harassment, possible attempted extortion. Jessica was arrested 2 weeks later, charged with unauthorized access to computer systems, a felony. She posted bail, hired an expensive lawyer, tried to argue the notebook was fiction, creative writing, not actual plans. The prosecutor had IT logs, emails, the fake invoices on her computer, security footage of her at my desk, Jessica's own text messages bragging to her sister. The evidence was overwhelming. Her lawyer negotiated a plea deal, guilty to reduce charges, probation, community service, restitution. No jail time but a criminal record, permanent mark on her background checks. Jessica tried to apologize through her lawyer, said she'd been under pressure, made bad decisions, wanted to make amends. I declined to meet with her. Didn't want her apology, didn't want closure, just wanted her gone. The investigation expanded to Jessica's previous victims. Sterling's HR contacted everyone who'd left the company under questionable circumstances during Jessica's tenure. Found 4 people. All had similar stories. Work best friend Jessica. Sudden performance issues. Lost clients. Complaints. Eventually left. Forced out or quit in despair. Sterling offered settlements, compensation for lost wages and opportunities, apologies, 2 accepted, 1 sued, 1 significant damages, 1 declined everything, said money wouldn't undo the trauma, just wanted to move on. We met, the 4 of us, former victims, compared experiences, every story nearly identical. Jessica befriended struggling employees, offered help, learned their vulnerabilities, then exploited them, stole credit, sabotaged work, spread rumors, eliminated competition. She'd perfected a system, refined over years. Each victim taught her new tactics. By the time she got to me, she was expert level. The first victim was Amanda, had worked at Sterling 5 years before me. Junior copywriter when Jessica started. They'd bonded over being new. Jessica struggled with writing. Amanda helped her, taught her techniques, gave feedback on drafts. Jessica used everything Amanda taught her, then started taking credit for Amanda's taglines, presenting them as her own in meetings. When Amanda objected, Jessica played innocent. I thought we were collaborating. I didn't realize you wanted individual credit. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Management sided with Jessica, said Amanda was being territorial, not a team player. Amanda's reviews suffered. She was passed over for promotion, eventually fired for poor performance, left marketing entirely, became a teacher, never wrote copy again. The second victim was Lauren, account coordinator. 2 years before me, Jessica befriended her immediately. They were workout buddies. Lauren shared everything, client strategies, personal struggles, career ambitions. Jessica absorbed it all, then slowly poisoned Lauren's reputation, told management Lauren was overwhelmed, making mistakes, needed supervision. Management believed her, started micromanaging Lauren. Lauren felt suffocated, quit within 6 months, took a year off, battled depression, eventually started over at a different company, different industry. The third victim was Priya, sales associate. 1 year before me, pattern identical, friendship, help, trust, then systematic destruction. Priya lost 3 major accounts to Jessica. All complained about Priya's unprofessionalism. All requested Jessica instead. Priya suspected something but couldn't prove it. Had a nervous breakdown. Took medical leave. Never came back. We shared our stories. Found comfort in knowing we weren't crazy. Hadn't imagined it. Jessica was a predator. Skilled, experienced, dangerous. We formed a support group. Met monthly. Helped each other heal. Some were further along. Some still struggling. All carried scars. Amanda said the worst part wasn't the sabotage. It was the friendship. I trusted her. Told her things I never told anyone else. She used all of it against me. Made me question my own reality. That betrayal hurts more than any career setback. Lauren agreed. I still have trust issues. Can't make friends at work. Keep everyone at arm's length. My therapist says it's protective but it's lonely. Priya nodded. I left marketing because I couldn't handle the politics. But sometimes I wonder if I let Jessica win. If I should have stayed and fought. I told them my perspective. You survived. That's not letting her win. She tried to destroy you and failed. You rebuilt. You're here. That's victory. We talked about confronting Jessica, whether it would help, give closure. We decided against it. Jessica wouldn't take responsibility, would minimize, blame us, make excuses. We didn't need her validation. We had each other's. The support group expanded. We created a private online forum. Other women found us. Former co-workers of Jessica from other companies. Before Sterling, same pattern everywhere. 5 years of documented workplace predation. At least 8 victims we knew about, probably more. We compiled everything, created a detailed timeline. Jessica's career trajectory mapped against her victims. Clear pattern. She'd work somewhere 2 years, sabotage competitors, get promoted, then move to a new company before anyone connected the dots. Sterling was where she finally got caught. Because I found the notebook. Because she got careless. Because I had resources to fight back. I shared the story publicly. On LinkedIn, professional but honest. Didn't name Jessica but included enough details that people could identify her. Described workplace sabotage. Warning signs. How to protect yourself. The post went viral. Thousands of shares. Hundreds of comments. People sharing their own stories. Co-workers who'd stolen credit. Bosses who'd taken ideas. Colleagues who'd undermined them. Most had suffered in silence. Never reported. Never got justice. Many didn't even recognize it as sabotage. Thought they were just bad at their jobs. My story gave them language. Permission to name what happened. Validation that they weren't crazy. Sterling used it as case study. Revamped their HR policies. Implemented better monitoring. Trained managers to recognize sabotage patterns. Created confidential reporting systems. The company wanted to prevent this from ever happening again. Too little too late for us. But maybe it would help someone else. I got promoted twice after Jessica left. Senior account manager first, then director. Not as compensation. Because I was good at my job. Always had been. Without Jessica sabotaging me, my performance soared. Landed major clients. Exceeded targets consistently. Got recognition I'd always deserved. But the promotions felt hollow. 3 years of my career had been stolen. 3 years of thinking I was incompetent. 3 years of imposter syndrome. No title or salary could give that back. Therapy helped. Dr. Sarah specialized in workplace trauma. Helped me process the betrayal. Separate my self-worth from Jessica's manipulations. Rebuild confidence. It took 2 years. 2 years of weekly sessions. Working through trust issues. Learning to accept that I was skilled. That Jessica's lies didn't define me. That I could succeed without sabotage. I started mentoring junior employees. Shared my story. Taught them to protect themselves. Document everything. Guard passwords. Notice patterns. Trust but verify. Some thought I was paranoid. Most appreciated the honesty. The reality that professional sabotage exists. That nice coworkers can be dangerous. I met one mentee, Aisha. She'd been experiencing similar issues. Lost clients. Performance complaints. Felt like she was going crazy. She'd been ready to quit. Instead, I helped her investigate. Pulled ID logs. Email history. Found evidence her manager was sabotaging her. Stealing her work. Taking credit while undermining her. We reported it to our. Built an airtight case. The manager was fired. Aisha stayed. Got promoted. Thanked me for saving her career. I told her she saved herself. She noticed something was wrong. Had the courage to speak up. I just helped her find proof. That's what Jessica's story taught me. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't gaslight yourself. Don't accept other people's narratives about your competence. Investigate. Document. Protect yourself. Jessica teaches at a community college now. Marketing fundamentals. I found out through the forum. One of her students Googled her. Found the court records. The Sterling investigation. My LinkedIn post. Confronted her in class. Jessica denied everything. Said it was all lies. Disgruntled former coworkers. The student posted about it online. Jessica was suspended pending investigation. The college reviewed her background check. Found the criminal record she'd hidden. She was terminated. Again, she tried to start a consulting business. No clients. Her reputation preceded her. Changed her name legally. Moved across the country. Started over in a different field. Healthcare admin. Away from marketing where everyone knew. I don't know if she's sabotaging people there. Hope not. But leopards don't change spots. People like Jessica rarely reform. They just find new victims. That's why I keep telling this story. Warning people. Helping victims recognize what's happening. Building community so no one has to suffer alone like I did. Jessica stole 3 years of my career, damaged my confidence, made me question my sanity. But she didn't win. I rebuilt, succeeded, used my experience to help others. That's victory, not revenge. Justice. And sometimes justice is simply surviving, thriving, refusing to let someone else's evil define you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.